one doesn't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist. I'm afraid one does inevitably at points. The whole mainstream media is losing control. That there are all of these alternatives, and they can either take you into complete rubbish, as you know, so much of it is trash. On the other hand, I would argue that Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter is one of those great, Thomas Carlyle would have called world historical moments. I mean, if I'm being really clever, if I'm doing one of my TV documentaries, where you've got to express ideas in terms of images, how would I begin and end the long 20th century? I begin it with two pieces of white porcelain. I will begin it in, is it 1917, 1918, with Marcel Duchamp's fountain, which is the inverted urinal in New York, exhibited as a work of art, and then I would end it with Musk walking into the headquarters of Twitter with that white sink, that moment. Because remember, Twitter was the vehicle. Twitter was the supreme vehicle of the blob. People like me who were cancelled through Twitter. We were cancelled through Twitter storms. And the whole business of the breaking of the blob in America was only possible because of what Musk did to Twitter. The power of Twitter reaches its climax in 2020 with COVID, with BLM and all the rest of it. Remember, that's the moment at which Barry Weiss, who was one of the chief editorial staff of the New York Times, resigns in disgust, and she, in her resignation essay, she comes up with this wonderful phrase that it didn't matter whose name appeared at the masthead of the New York Times as the editor. The real editor was Twitter. And Musk broke that. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had Trump too. So the possibility, in other words, this rule, the rule of the blob by the blob for the blob, it's like a great tortoise shell, a great turtle shell. It's breaking, and it's our job to prise it apart, to act. As we have to think of ourselves as being a little bit like those early mammals in the twilight of the dinosaurs. These little things, these little clever creatures running between the feet of these great ponderous objects.